Welcome back, 2024 ISBHF World Junior Ball Hockey Championships. Canada facing off against the Czech Republic. Canada in red, Czech Republic wearing white. I'm the play-by-play announcer, Chris Bakanowitz. Thanks everybody for joining us. Looking forward to a good one here in the U16 division. As we have a stoppage of play here, and the face-off will come back down deep to the left of the Czech netminder. As always, be sure to get your stats on stats.isbhf.com as the Czechs win the face-off. Banked up along the boards into the neutral zone. Rifled back in by Canada. Czechs looking to gain possession, they can. Taken by Canada. Long look, centering attempt blocked. Good read on the play there. Fouls number 13 for Czech Republic. Adam Vltava, as we get a whistle here, the netminder will hold on to that. A lot of fans in attendance here for both Canada and the Czech Republic. Very loud here at Nike Arena. And we are just about set for the draw. Face off back to the point. Canada trying to get a break going here. Battle all the stick work. Ends up along the near boards. Canada now with possession, back to the point. Long wrist shot, batted down. I don't think the netminder knew he had it as the Canada player is taken down. No call on the play, but it looks like the referee's going to have words with that player. Canada upset, looking over at the bench. Referees feel like that should have been, coaches feel like that should have been a call. Referee still talking with the Czech player, trying to get a number here. Czechs have very small numbers, a little difficult to see up here in the bird's nest. That's number 24, Michael Schnabat. Shot goes wide. Battle along behind the netminder. Czechs corral it up. The Canadian zone, and we're going to get a whistle here. I believe that'll be a flooring call. So the Czech Republic has two teams in the U16 division. That is part of how they structure their national program. They want to give as many players as possible a chance to experience the pressure, the thrill, the bright lights of a world championship. So they separate themselves into Czech red and Czech white. Obviously this is Czech white. Canada did that in the past. A couple of tournaments, I believe. They would have a Canada East and a Canada West. So always good to see all these kids get an opportunity, as that wrist shot ended up getting blocked by a Czech defender as Czechs come screaming into the Canadian zone, hemmed in along the near boards. Battle for it. Still battling. Neither team able really to gain possession. Comes loose, and then the Canadian netminder is going to get a glove on that. We'll have a face-off. Looks like both teams are going to get some line changes. With 12:22 remaining in a scoreless first period between Canada in red and the Czech Republic in white. Off, back into the corner. Battle along the board, skirts up towards the blue line. Canada chips it in down deep. Good hustle there on the part of Eric Ripka. Ripka still with it. Sends it in deep, centering attempt. And the Czech netminder is going to get a whistle on that. Just trying to get a read on some of these Czech players here, looking over the rosters. So in net for Czechia White is Adam Tadeus. In net for Canada is Brock Schaus. Check there by Ripka, forces Czechs back into their own zone. There's a chance of Czechia breaking out with the drums. Traditional Czech chant. Czechs gain the zone, however, that's going to be a... Oh, Czech player beat to it. That was going to be a flooring call. Good hustle by Simon Dressler. As Canada gives chase now, that's Reynard. Running down hard, blows a tire. No call on the play. Well, it looked like good hockey from up here in the bird's nest. I didn't see anything dirty. Centering attempt going to end up for a whistle. As we have more funny business in front of that wall. You know, the referees are going to have to start calling stuff here, or this game's going to get out of hand early. You got to start setting the tone, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. Both of them put their hands up. I think they're going to send both players off for matching minors and roughing. So good job there on the part of the referees. And Czech player number 61 is arguing that. So listen, I know I'm talking to a primarily Canadian audience, and I'm not going to go full Don Cherry here and pull a homer. You got to set a tone early, right? So Canada doesn't out of the box. Czech player did. That's on the Czech players. You know, so Lukas Mašek will head off to the box. You got no right to argue that, right? You got to be smart. I understand you're young. You know, you're still a kid. Your emotions are running high. It's a world championship, right? You're trying to impress the coaching staff, your fellow players, the people in the stands, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, and I hate to sound like I'm preaching, you can't hurt your team, son. Can't hurt your team, right? Got to be in better control of your emotions. So opportunity for Canada here. Win the draw shot! Oh, what a stop! Well, how did that not go in? Wow, what a save. Adam Tadeus. Pardon me, Tadeus Adam. As we get a whistle here. A flooring call. Wow, save of the day early there by Tadeus. You know what? I'm just going to say it right now. I'm probably going to struggle calling this netminder Tadeus. His name is Tadeus Adam. However, on stats.isbhf.com, he is listed as... Okay, so they've corrected it now. Okay, so they have him listed correctly. Originally, they had him as Adam Tadeus. Now it's Tadeus Adam. Okay. So that should be the end of me mistaking his name. Any Czech fans that speak English, I apologize for that. Ready for the draw, long shot, save! Oh, big save! Couple of netminders here ready to play. Brock Schaus flashing the letter. And we get a penalty now. Canada player is going to get called for interference and ask the ref. Why was that interference? Well, you made no attempt to play the ball, and you stick lifted the stick right out of the kid's hand. This happened in Liberec last year a couple of times in games that I called. And again, I know I'm talking to a primarily Canadian audience, right? You got to be smart. I understand you're young. I get it. And if I had a color commentator, I would certainly turn it over to them for their opinion. But I will tell you, having been around the game of hockey a long time, right? You just can't make mistakes like that. Okay, back to the action. Rattled around the far boards. Canada looking to gain possession. Obviously, both teams high energy, so I'm going to expect quite a few penalties in this game as we get flooring called. Generally, with these younger kids, it's just difficult, right, to get them to, for lack of a better term, tone it down a bit. But we'll see how it shakes out. I've been wrong in my predictions before. Sure, I'll be wrong again. I just want to see some good hockey. Taken by the Czechs. Bringing it into the zone. Canada trying to get it out. Loose ball pops out to the point. Long shot in. Good pad save. That one goes up out of play, so we will have a face-off here. Both Canada and the Czechs getting some wholesale line changes. There's a minute and 20 left on the Canadian penalty, but only 39 seconds left on the Czech penalty. So the Czechs will have approximately 40 seconds of man advantage time as Canada takes it out of the zone. Good hustle there in the play on the part of Max Van Dam. His body now off the play. Banked up along the far boards. Now back behind the Czech netminder. Tadeusz Adam. Burkett sends it in on the backhand. Adam comes out to play it. Up to the near boards. To Schlechter. Alright, so Czechs have a power play now for 30 more seconds. They dump it in on Schaus. Taken by Canada. Czechs got to get 2 on the ball. They have 3 players standing up by the blue line. I don't understand that. I'll tell you, if I'm the coaching staff for both teams, I'm just unhappy right now. Neither team playing smart. Neither team playing. The only thing I'm happy with is the goaltending. A couple of big saves on the part of both of these goaltenders, but beyond that, very sloppy hockey, very undisciplined. Hopefully the coaching staff can get this stuff cleaned up here in the first intermission. So that's going to be a flooring call. Come all the way back down in the Canadian zone. That's the referee. Hustle's over. Signals that there's a flooring call. Canada was trying to beat the flooring call, but referee not having it, so they will come back out. .8:11 left in the first period, scoreless affair. Drops it. One back by Canada. Burkett picks it up, lobs that high out of the zone. And that ends up going into the area between the player benches. Referee providing some face-off instructions here. Set up for the draw, 8:04 remaining, scoreless affair. One by Canada, trying to gain the neutral zone. They do. Now trying to gain the Czech zone, they can't, but intercepted by Canada, now they gain the Czech zone. Sent it behind the net, back along the far boards. Save on the wrist shot. That ball goes high over the back of the net. Battle directly behind the net. Can't see who that is for Canada from here. For Czech Republic, that's Lucas Martinu. Taken by Canada. Quick shot attempt there off the stick of Keelan Kirkpatrick, intercepted by the Czechs. Czechs now with it through the neutral zone. Too far. It's going to end up as a flooring call. Faceoff will come all the way back down to the right of Tadeusz Adam. 7:03 remaining here, first period.
Long shot from the point, goes wide. Canada trying to get a cycle going here, but the Czechs are all over. Taken by Connor Laskowski. Or as we say in Polish, Laskowski. Centering attempt. Unable to redirect that was Laskowski. And that's going to end up as a flooring on the part of Czech White. So 6:27 remaining. Neither team really able to get some sustained zone time here. Kind of just been one of those funny games where it's just been back and forth, but minus, I would say, you know, 2 great saves on the part of Adam and 2 great saves on the part of Schnaus. Not really a lot of good hockey being played thus far. Could be nerves, right? Could be jitters. You never know. These are young men. First time under the bright lights of a world championship, and you just don't know how these things are going to go as the Czech Republic batted out of the zone. Giving chase for Canada, Zachary Earl sends it back up to the neutral zone. Canada gains the zone. Sent in down deep behind the net. Rattled around by Kobe Imparato. A couple of players lose their footing. Canada trying to wheel and deal their way in front of the net, and we're going to get a penalty called by the far referee. Tripping. So the Czechs will go down a man. Canada back on the power play, 5:58 remaining here. That happened right along the boards. I couldn't see it, but I am looking at the Czech bench. They're not asking for an explanation here. None of the players are arguing, so good call by the refs. Opportunity for Canada now. Czech has not sent out their penalty killing unit yet. Now they do. Reynard. One-timer. Shot save! Rebound swallowed up. Oh, that was a bullet off the stick of Reynard. That kid been working on his clapper. That's good, solid save by Tadeusz Adam. I think he thought he lost it for a minute, but then he just found it. Sat still. Face off picked up by the Canadians. Long shot from the point. Easy save for Adam. Reynard was calling for it. One-time attempt fanned. Picked up at the point by Reynard. Down low to Philpott. Centering attempt. Oh, rolls off a stick there. Managing to corral it. There's Canada. Well, one too many passes, right? I mean, you can make an argument there that that last pass was just one too many. Can't see it. It's the captain for the team. If he comes over here, there's one with the ball now. I'll tell you his name. That is number 98, Jordan Flynn. Well, there's an argument to be made that Flynn should have shot that ball, but got to give him a break, right? First time under the big lights. Canada now still working it. Shot saved by Adam. Rebound, save Adam. Right back to Canada, another save. 3 in a row by Adam. This guy came to play. Shot, oh! He fanned on it. That was number 6 for Canada. Brandon Philpott didn't miss by much. As Adam is without a stick right now. Canada take advantage. Now he grabs the stick. Ball's going to squirt out of the zone. 20 seconds remaining on the man advantage here. 4:15 left in the period. Czechs trying to get a fresh runner. Well, that's a bad line change. They were short now. Canada with an opportunity. Shot save. Well, Czechs all sorts of discombobulated now. They were a good 5 seconds short of a man there. Not sure what happened. Back to the point to Dimitrov. Walking it in, Philpott centering attempt, shot, score! Canada! just as the penalty expired. That's your captain, Jordan Flynn. No mistake about that one. Hey, if I'm the Czechs, I got nobody to blame but myself. That was just sloppy penalty killing. I mean, in addition to not being able to get it clear here, and again, I'm not trying to be fair in my commentary and not criticize them. You know, these are kids. I'm trying to be respectful here. He's got to be smarter when that ball gets on your stick. And if you're a player and you know you're part of the penalty killing unit, right? You cannot afford a 5-second delay. That, you know, there's an argument to be made that directly led to the goal. It certainly indirectly led to the goal. Right? Who knows what would have happened if you'd have been out there for the 5 seconds where Canada had the ball. I mean, you don't know. So for the Czech white team, well, you know, put it behind you. On to the next one. As that shot attempt was blocked, went off the stick. Well, now numbers potentially here for the Czechs. Canada got to hustle back, but errant pass. Deflected, poked up, whiffed on by the Czech player. Long shot from the point, goes wide. Going to chase it is Havlik. So dumped in, and Adam comes out to play it as Czech player pulls the tire. Wraparound attempt stuffed by Adam, clearing. We're going to get a flooring call. No, it goes on net. As Schloss plays that all the way up to the red line. Canada gains the zone. And that ball goes up out of play. So we'll have a face-off here with 2:37 remaining. So on the goal, as I mentioned, the captain, Jordan Flynn. Primary assist goes to Radoslav Dimitrov. And secondary assist goes to Brandon Philpott. Long dump in on Schloss. Just going to cover that up. Referee trying to get the ball out of Schauss's glove, finally does. Face off, not won by either team. Adam Micek for the Czech Republic tried a quick one-timer there, wasn't able to get the shot off. Canada trying to get a counterattack going. Ball went off the foot towards the near boards. Flooring on the play. Czechs trying to get a turnaround shot, hit the side of the net. Oh, that was quick. Came off the stick of Mateusz Pospisil. That ball is lobbed high into the neutral zone, and well, it must have hit what I like to refer to as the Jumbotron, as we used to call it when I was a kid. Obviously, it's a nice LED scoreboard, but it must have hit something. The rest blew it dead. So, minute 50 remaining here in the first period. Canada up 1-0 on the power play. And a nice one-timer from Jordan Flynn, assisted by Dimitrov and Philpott. Czechs giving chase. Rattled around the near boards. Nope, mishandled by the Czech player there, Kukla. Now Kukla picks it up. Long shot in, right to the mid, and Schauss is going to hang on to that and take the face off. Minute 31 remaining. But I got to tell you, I don't know what the acoustic design is of Nike Arena, but that drum sounds like it's being banged right next to my head. It's quite loud. So if you hear me go up in my volume, it's inadvertent because I feel like I have to talk over the drum. I don't know how loud it is for the viewers at home, but to me, it sounds like this guy is literally sitting next to me banging it. But be that as it may, I will continue to try and deliver the best commentary that we can here in the sport of ball hockey. So Canada gains possession now. Stewart with it. Stewart looking for some help. Has none. Finds a trailer. That's hard. Sent it in on net. It's deflected off of a foot, I believe. Back to the point. Whiffed on by Canada. Now out of the zone. They do not have the zone. That's going to be intentional offsides. It's going to go all the way back. Canada asking for an explanation. The referee is saying, listen, it's intentional offsides. You know, he had a good 3 seconds. We were both signaling it was offsides. It is on the responsibility of the player to pick their head up and check with the referee as to whether or not we have signaled that the play is still onside or if the ball crossed the red line and you are now offside. That is why the faceoff came back down deep. Ball squirts through number 14, Schmeichel's legs, and is now played by Adam towards the near boards. Czech player bodied off. Picked up by Kirkpatrick. Starting to send it back to the point. It's intercepted. Czechs now trying to get a counterattack going here. Wrist shot. Good save. Strauss got a piece of that with his glove. Oh, no call here. People screaming. 27 seconds left. It's going to be a flooring call. Listen, I get it, right? If you're a fan, you know, every time you see a player go down, you want to scream, be like, it's a penalty. Listen, I said it 1,278 times more in my commentary in this, but I'll probably say it that much here. Refs have the hardest job in this tournament. Game's so fast and so quick. Things happen at speeds you just can't believe. So I understand from a fan's point of view, but believe me, when you're down there on the floor, it is a very, very difficult job as Canada gains the zone. Now here's an opportunity. Canada walking in. Shot. I want to stop. Adam, as a Canadian player, dives over. Are we going to get a call here? No, just a crease violation. Trying to see what player for Canada was that dove over Adam. I mean, it's good non-call. He made a reasonable effort to avoid goaltender interference. So that was Luke Saramac. Hey, credit to Saramac. Could have put his team at a disadvantage there. Did the right thing. One back by the Czechs. Try to get an outlet pass going. Was intercepted by Canada. That should do it. And we have 2-1. So 5-minute break between periods. We will be back for start of second period action. And Canada leading 1-0 on the power play goal by the captain Jordan Flynn. We'll see you in 5.
A couple milli now, I'm causing a commotion. I've been coasting, hear my name around the world like an explosion.
Keeps us floating as we fly above the stars. The night won't scare us falling. So rise up. Way too great to be landed. Rise up. Way too great to be standing.
They not gonna stop us, fly by them like choppers. Better took those risks. Hold one of my fists, we fire starters. Let's go. One out of a million, we'll reach those heights. Always had a feeling that I won't deny that work. Never can toss. Look at my eyes, I'm on the rocks. Rise.
Ready, play! And we are back. As Czech White takes control here, down 1-0 against Canada. So far, Canada out shooting the Czechs 12-4. Doesn't feel like that, but stats.isbhf.com is up to date. So those are the numbers for the statistics. As Canada has the ball now, batted along the glass. It's going to be a flooring call. Looks like Van Dam was putting a little too much mustard on that. As now he's unhappy with something and just threw his shoulder into a Czech player. Not sure what's going on, but he seems upset about something. Face on one by the Czech. Shot. Blocked. Down low. Long shot off the stick of number 66. Pulls the seal, goes wide. Taken by Canada. Dumped in. Are they going to beat the flooring call? They will. Goes off of a foot off the centering attempt into the near corner. Taken by Canada. Centering attempt intercepted by the Czechs. Player lost their footing now. Canada with it. All the way across to Dimitrov. Unable to corral it. Went up to the point over to Timchak. Sent it in down low. From the stick of Stewart. Stewart with a nice move. Oh, what a stop, Adam! Oh, closing the door on Nolan Stewart. Hey, heck of a move there by Nolan Stewart, walking that one in. That one is launched over the head of Adam. Karam's off the backboard onto the stick of the Czechs. Gained the Canadian zone, but unable to keep it on his stick there was number 36, Voltek Kukla, but they'll steal it. Centering attempt, shot, score! The Czechs tie it! Oh, what a play by Kukla! Finding it open, Maxime Fieser. And Brock Schaus was just left hanging all alone by himself. Hey, he did the best he could. That's not on Schaus. That's just a defensive breakdown, and that's just a great player. You know, making a great shot. But again, credit to Kukla. Terrific hustle play on his part. Alright, all knotted at one. Canada gains the zone. Saramak has it. Saramak on the far board, trying to circle it out in front. Poke checked away up to the point. Back down to Saramak, rolls off his stick. Centering attempt back to Saramak. Shot, oh what a stop! 3 rebound score! Saramak buries it! And Canada retakes the lead just like that! Oh, what a hustle play by Saramak! All over the floor on that shift, never quit on the play, showed a lot of hustle and heart, and ends up getting rewarded with a goal. Well, it was a great save initially by Tadeusz Adam. Rebound came out in front, and there was just no Czech defender there to clear it away from danger, ended up right on the stick. Of the goal scorer. Luke Saramak gives Canada the lead. Canada looking to get a counterattack going here. Stolen by the Czechs. Centering attempt. Goes off the stick into the corner. Picked up by Ripka. Ripka with it. Gains the zone over to Imparatu, trying to get it back to Ripka, unable to, but right on the stick of Imparatu, blocked. Rifled back in around the boards. Imparatu there, bodied on the play by a couple of Czech defenders. Ball squirts loose, now potential 2-on-1. Good back check on the part of the Czech Republic there, moving that out of harm's way. Picked up by Canada. Player bodied into the boards. Canada picks it up. Stolen by the Czechs. Going to get a counterattack going, but good keeping at the point there on the part of number 92, Matt Leach. Could be Leitch. L-E-I-T-C-H. Apologize if I mispronounced his name, as I've said in all the other games. If you want his family, member, friend, somebody knows how to pronounce the name, feel free to correct me. Just send a message to the ISBHF Facebook, Instagram account. I have it right in front of me, and I will make sure to pronounce that person's name correctly. I'm going to go with Leitch. Leitch, Matt Leitch. Irrespective of Mr. Leitch's name and my difficulties on how to pronounce it, that was a flooring call, so the face will come back down deep to the right of Thaddeus Adam with 10 minutes and 59 seconds remaining here in the second period. 2-1 Canada. All right, just to recap the scoring. So for Canada, Jordan Flynn opened it up, assisted by Dimitrov and Philpott. And then the Czech Republic, Maxim Pfizer got the equalizer, assisted by Kukla and Nasinek. And then the last goal you just saw, Luke Saramak, assisted by Kirkpatrick and Snedden. Canada out shooting the Czech Republic right now, 20-8, as we get a whistle here for all sides. Off the stick of the Czech forward, up along the near boards. Canadian player Flynn was looking for a call there. Felt like he took an elbow to the head, but no call. Chance of Cheshi breaking out, trying to motivate these young men in white. Czechs do manage to keep it in the Canadian zone now, rifled in behind Schaus. Sent in deep. Canada player, oh look at alone, he doesn't scores! Oh, what a play! I have no idea how, as soon as I see his number, I'll get it to you. How that Canadian player managed to get position on the Czech defender. It looked like the Czech defender was in perfect position. That is number 34, Nolan Stewart. Hey, credit to Nolan Stewart. That's just a hustle play. It was 1 against 2. Somehow he found an angle, pulled it back to his forehand off the backhand, and just tucked it around Thaddeus Adam. He gives Canada a 2-goal lead. Outstanding hustle play. I'm still kind of in shock. It just looked like nothing. It looked like he was just going to get ridden behind the net, and somehow he just got an angle to the net. What an outstanding effort. There's some discussion going on right now with a 6th Czech player on the floor standing there talking to the referee. Obviously, I have no idea what the discussion is about. But it's an assistant captain, so I'm just going to make a reasonable assumption here that he was going there on behalf of the coaching staff. He comes back to the bench and is now talking to the coach. Well, the coach is unhappy about something. I don't know. It looked like a good, clean goal to me. I mean, yes, you know, was there goaltender contact? Yes, but it was in the act of scoring. You know, there's a lot of debate about that in ice hockey. You don't see it too often here in ball hockey. You know, is the player entitled to his ice once he enters the crease? And, you know, how much leeway do you give a goaltender and what they say is, you know, reasonable space to make the save or a reasonable attempt? Listen, I'm not a rules expert. I don't get into all that. It looked like a good goal. I'm here to just call the game. I credit all the world, or give all the credit in the world to Stewart on that play. He hustled. He deserves it. You know, I can understand the Czechs arguing. Nobody to blame but themselves, though. That defender somehow managed to let Stewart get a step on him, and let that be a lesson to him, right? You just can't take anything for granted at this level. All right, back to the action. Canada looking to gain the zone. They do. Up 3-1, 8 minutes, 50 seconds remaining. They lose the ball. Czechs trying to go on the counterattack. They gain the zone. Unable to keep it though, as now Canada chips it into the Czech zone. Centering attempt blocked by the Czechs. Oh, Canadian player blows the tire. 3-on-2 now for the Czechs if they can make it happen. They cannot. And what are they going to call on the Czechs? Well, listen, I get it, right? It looks like the player went down of his own volition, but you tripped him, man. Again, I'm not trying to go full Don Cherry here. I know I'm talking to a primarily Canadian audience, but from my vantage point, you put the stick between his legs, you cause him to lose his footing. It's right in front of the referee. And believe me, if the situation was reversed, you would be screaming if that was your player that got tripped and there was no call on the play. So I understand the frustration. I see both sides, but that's a good call. Here, you got to be really smart with this ball, right? Make sure you get good quality looks in that, like that one. As today is Adam swallows it up. Off the stick of Brady Sneddon. Just back to my point about what Canada has to do. Be smart with the ball, right? You got all the momentum in the world. It's 3-1. You're on the man advantage. Don't try and get cute with the passes, and then next thing you know, the Czechs have a breakaway or a 2-on-1 and a potential shorthanded opportunity. Be smart with the ball, right? Make sure you know where you're going with it before you get it, and follow the system that your coaches have implemented. As we get a whistle here, and we're going to get a penalty now. It looks like for interference on Canada. Well, it happened away from the play. I mean, the player's putting his head down, but I'm looking at the Canadian bench. They're not asking for an explanation, so they must have saw it as well. Well, again, I'm trying to be fair here. I respect that these are kids, and I'm probably talking to parents, friends, family members. But I got to pull a Tony Romo here, right? You just can't do that. You just can't take an unnecessary penalty. You had an opportunity there to stay on the man advantage. You know you have a lethal power player. Canada has. Shao swallows that one up off the face-off. You just got to be smarter, right? Lesson learned. That's all. Nothing you can do about it. You got 2 minutes to sit in the sit and think about it. So for Canada, it's 4-on-4. Czech Republic, right? You got 4-on-4 for there's a 19-second differential between penalties here. Let's try and keep Canada off the scoreboard and try and make something happen during those 19 seconds. You'll have the man advantage as the ball is dumped into the Canadian zone. Both players whack at it and miss. Centering effort towards the near boards. Czech player trying to carry it in. Good positional hockey there by Reynard. Plugging him off the play. Kept in by the Czechs. Try to give and go there. A little hot to handle. Long wrist shot is just going to end up being swallowed by Schaus, as both teams, it looks like, will get some wholesale line changes. With 7 minutes 30 seconds remaining, we are at the exact middle point of the second period in the game. Canada leading 3-1. Long shot in, no harm there, just easily swallowed up and get another face off. Lobbed high out of the zone. Canada giving chase. Canada still with possession. That's Stewart. Made that amazing hustle play. Long wrist shot off the boards. Back to the point. Fakes the shot. Centering. Waffled down. And that does score it out of the zone. Well, good try there by Timchak, trying to keep that in at the red line. Just unable to as he's taken hard into the boards. Boy, I heard that one up here. 20 seconds left on the penalty for the Czech Republic, and they will have effectively a 20-second power play. So if I'm the Czech Republic and I'm the coaching staff, I'm trying to just get balls on net and keep forcing face-offs with the hope that we can win one of these draws, control possession, and then our player will come off and we'll have a 5-on-4. However, much easier said than done. Right? If coaches executed everything the coaches wanted, you wouldn't see bald coaches, right? As that ball is lobbed and is not going to be beaten to it, so it'll be a flooring call with 7 seconds remaining on the penalty for the Czech Republic to number 81, Roman Koch. Face off one back by Canada. Going to try and get it clear here. They do. Well, misplayed there by the Czechs. That's going to cost them now because the penalty's over. A costly mistake there for the Czech Republic. What? Long outlet pass. Shot. Waffled aside. Czechs going to get 2 on the ball here. 5 seconds left on the man advantage, and Canada gets it out of trouble. That'll do it. Back to even strength. Rattled in deep. Sent up along the neutral zone. Czechs trying to carry it in. They do. They're going to make something happen. Shot blocked. Whacked out of trouble by Canada. No flooring. And now we're going to get a penalty on Canada. Well, listen, son, I understand you're trying to play physical hockey, but you can't put your arm around the player's waist and then whip them around you. Again, I just chalk it up to lesson learned, right? These are young gentlemen. They're doing their best. They're trying to help them win. Obviously, nobody goes out there wanting and willing to take a penalty. Yeah, it's just, one of those things you got to learn, right? Conversely for the Czechs, big opportunity here. Climb right back in this one. You're down 3-1. You're getting outshot here. Try and be smart with the ball. Get as many balls to the net as you can, as Canada's just going to get a clear here right off the draw. Czechs chip it in, gain the zone. Back to the point. Havlik is playing pitch and catch there with Mashek. Mashek quarterbacking it. Now looks for the one-timer. Fans on the shot. Chipped out by Canada. It's going to be a hustle play. Chipped up by the Czech Republic. Nobody there. And we're going to get a penalty. High sticking. Well, Flynn is adamant that he did not commit the infraction, and one of the other players, Timchak, is talking with the other referee. Again, I know I'm talking to a primarily Canadian audience. It looked like a penalty from up here. What do you want me to say? I'm sure if you're rooting for Canada, you're frustrated, right? But it is what it is. Penalties up on the board. They ain't taking it down. So we go from a golden opportunity for the Czechs to a platinum opportunity to climb right back in this. Face-off is kept in the zone. Chance of Czechia break out. Walking it in, shot, waffle the side. Canada, potential clear here, they get it. Czechs playing pitch and catch behind the net here. 24 seconds remaining on the man advantage for the 5-on-3. Well, that's just bad decision making. There's absolutely no reason to try and force that pass. You didn't have a lane. Good job on the part of Canada just clogging it up. The Czechs gain the zone and then they send it right out of play. Well, it's just mental mistakes on the part of Czech White. They got nobody to blame but themselves here. You know, they're walking with the head hung low, acting like it's somebody else's fault. Listen, you got to make stuff happen. It's a world championship, right? Nothing's given to you. You're about to squander a 5-on-3. You're going to have 47 seconds of 5-on-4. Try and recover, man. Get some energy going, right? I mean, that'll do it for the 5-on-3. Rifled around, stopped by Schaus. And Canada's going to get a clear here because the Czechs are offsides. That's going to take 12 seconds off the penalty. 2 minutes, 55 seconds remaining. 18 seconds left in the man advantage. Now the Czechs gain the zone. 10 seconds left on the man advantage. Down low. Mishandled. Ball still being kicked around. And Canada kills it. Flynn now with it behind the net. Wraparound effort. Stopped. Long shot from the point. Deflected wide. Turnaround effort. Rifled over the crossbar. Poked into the corner. Two minutes remaining, second period. Czech White trailing Team Canada 3-1. Stopped by Schaus. Up along the far boards. And that's going to be a flooring call. So a minute 44 remaining. Ball's going to come all the way in on Adam. Just steers that into the corner. Picked up by Canada. Now taken by the Czechs, back behind the net. Comes out towards the far board. Centering attempt, nobody there. Czechs trying to walk this in. Long shot, stopped, and that's just going to be smothered with a minute and 15 remaining. Face-off picked up by Canada, trying to stick handle out of trouble. Gonna gain the zone, they do. Still trying to walk it in. Ends up getting deflected away. Long shot, patted aside. Now we get a whistle here as the referees come over, both players jostling. Now they separate each other. 46 seconds remaining in the second period. .35 seconds remaining. Ball squirts loose towards the far boards. Canada player gets tripped up. No call. Long shot, wide, 20 seconds remaining. Czechs pick it up along the near boards. Trying to cross lower pass, intercept. Over to Ripka. Ripka, long clapper, batted aside. 5 seconds remaining here, and that should do it. It's going to trickle in on Schaus. I'll just play that to the corner. So we will see you back here in 5 minutes. Canada leading Czech White 3-1.
Better call correct. Ain't playing with your best, then you working left. If you don't wrong with it, then I don't accept. If you don't don't involve money, then I don't accept. Like this. Pull up the shit, but she doesn't not tip it. She said we should hook up the boyfriend and booger. Don't know me, they looking. I'm being the clouds. Pull full of Henny, I'm drinking a clown. Daytime better come correct. Ain't playing with your best, then you will get left. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept. Like this.
Welcome back. Third period action set to begin here. Team Canada in the U16 division leading Czech Republic white by a score of 3-1. It's been a good game, a lot of mental mistakes on the part of both the teams. So hopefully the coaches have had a chance to clean this up in the last intermission. Face-off was trying to be advanced forward by Canada. Now they gain the zone, batted in deep. They lose control. Battle along the far boards. Neither team still able really to gain clean possession, obviously. Sent back in by the Czechs. Czechs looking to carry it all the way into the Canadian zone. They get to the blue line and then just dump it in. Picked up by Canada. Intercepted by the Czechs. Centering attempt. Nobody there to receive it. Cross floor over to Canada. Kirkpatrick. Centering attempt. Unable to corral that was number 92. Apologies. Matt Leitch. There I go with the names again. Apologies. Centering attempt all the way to the near boards. Shot! Oh! It must hit the side of the net. It sounded like he got clean graphite on it. No call on the play. Canadian player goes into the boards. Checks on the counter. Wrist shot. Deflected. think Shaw's got a piece of that off the deflection. Wraparound attempt. Nope. Yep. We are going to get a call. Referee put his hand up late. Ball goes off the glass. The Czech player is still down. I gotta tell you, here's a strange sight with that drum. So, on the other side of the arena are two very large Czech gentlemen banging the drum. I should say banging one drum. And then banging the second drum is the Slovakian mascot, Pacho. Not really sure why the Slovakian mascot is banging a Czech drum, but hey, I'm not from this area. What do I know about mascots and which rules apply to who? But in any event, back to the action. Czechs take it. Long shot from the point. Deflected shot. Oh, what a stop. Rebound still loose. Scramble. Oh, boy. What a save there by Brock Schaus. That was huge. Laying on his back, threw the leg out. That Czech player had the whole top half of the net over his pad, just couldn't lift it. Minute 36 remaining. Neither team able to crowd that. Now it comes out to the point. So the Czechs will just get reset here on the man advantage. Minute 19 remaining. Over to the far point. Down low. Back to the point. Over to the center. Takes a shot. Down low. Player loses possession. Good job by Canada. Poking that away. This is Flynn. Flynn shot, save. Didn't really have an angle on it as Flynn goes hard to the boards. Well, he's down now. This is referee discretion. He's got to be careful here. Got to make his way back to the bench. They're not going to stop this play. And the Czech Republic is screaming. They basically have a 5-on-3 till he gets off the floor. Referee's giving him some latitude there on the change. .30 seconds left on the man advantage. Walking it in, shot. Right into the bread basket. Swallow it up. 19 seconds left on the man advantage. Well, getting back to that play, you know, he went hard into the boards. I get it, right? It hurts. Listen, I've gone hard into the boards. Way too many times in my life. That's why I'm sitting up here in the commentary box at the ripe old age of 49. But my point is, right, situational awareness. You're already down a man. You did a great job killing some time, right? You got to find it in you to get off the floor. Can't hurt your team. So great job by him picking himself up, making his way to the bench in spite of being hurt. All you kids watching back home, that's how you do it. As that will do it on the man advantage. That clear is effectively going to kill it here. Well, Czech coaching staff looks unhappy, but that's on the players, right? Players just have to execute better. As Stewart takes it out, Stewart trying to walk it in from a funky angle, can't. Czech player blows the tire. Stewart still with it, centering attempt. Nobody there to bang it home. Burkett with it. Still battling along the near boards. Earl with it. Earl with some nifty moves. Earl shot. Hit a body in front. Over to Hart. Back to Earl. Long shot. Never made it through. Well, 3-on-2 developing now for the Czechs. And it is poked, checked away. Fantastic defensive effort there by Red and Hart. Up, all alone in front, shot, oh, stop! Deus Adam flashing the pad there, keeping his team in this 3-1. Might have been his save of the day. And we get a whistle now offside. 9:43 remaining in the game. Canada holding on to a 3-1 lead over Czech Republic White. And we get a whistle here. Offside, so there's... Well, now I'm confused by this thing. Did he say high stick or offsides? Well, in any event, regardless of my inability to pay attention to the referee's signals, Faisal is going to come all the way back down into the Canadian zone here with 9:27 remaining. Apologies for the confusion. Set up now for the draw. Won by the Czechs. Backhander on net. Goes right to a Czech stick. I don't think he got the shot off there. And as Canada dumps it in the zone. Poke checked away. Picked up by the Czech Republic. Well, Canada walking in all alone. Now shot saved, swallowed up as the Canadian player gets shoved away from the Czech netminder, who appears to be hurt today. It's Adam. Not sure what's going on. Looks like we're going to get matching minors. See if the staff comes out to tend to Adam here. Okay, we will have matching minors here, it looks like. So in Czech Republic, number 14, Jaroslav Smagal. And for Canada, number 19, Brady Snett. They both will take a nice 2-minute saunter over in the penalty box. Centering attempt blocked. Batted into the corner. Rattled around the near boards. Van Dam with it. Van Dam, centering attempt. Oh. Another defensive breakdown on the part of Czech White, man. They're leaving Canadian players all alone in front. I mean, Keelan Kirkpatrick, if that ball would have found his stick, he'd have had all day. He could have baked a cake, a pie, ate it, and then gotten the shot off. Czech coaching staff's going to have just some work here to clean this stuff up. Again, I'm not criticizing. I get that they're young players, right? You know, that this is part of the learning experience, but boy, you just can't have that against teams like Canada. You just can't do it. .808 remaining. Face off in the neutral zone. 4-on-4. Won by the Czechs, taken back into their zone. Canada on the forecheck. No, Oh, good job by Stewart there. Outstanding hustle work. Stewart comes away with it now. Up centering attempt. Oh, he had the right play there. Just out of the reach of number 43, Sean Gill. Stewart with it. Look at this kid, man. He's got moves to spare. Unbelievable. I can't believe Adam saved that. Well, I'll tell you, if nothing else happens in this game, Stewart's got my vote for player of the game. He has been impressive. Really has. Czechs wheeling and dealing in their own zone, but they're running out of that luxury as time is now becoming their enemy. Both players come out of the box, back to 5-on-5. Long shot in. Attempted clearing attempt by Canada goes awry. Shot back into the zone. Czechs are sitting now back, just giving Canada space. You know, 6 minutes, 30 seconds left. You don't have that luxury. You're down 2 goals, right? You got to get an aggressive forecheck going. Long shot. Both teams still working it along the far boards. Canada appears to have taken possession now. Rattles it back behind the net. Still working the body. Centering effort, nobody there. Chopped that by the Czech white player. Offsides Canada. Now they are back on sides. Hustling to the ball is Tadias. Adam. And Adam rattled it all the way up around the near boards. Now taken by the Czechs. Stopped by... Czech player loses their footing. Gets back up. Bodies a Canadian player hard into the boards. Referees letting them battle here. 5 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Center attempt, nobody there. Czechs trying to pinch, they miss. Opportunity for Canada. Imperato, oh, he's hit from behind. No call on the play. Imperato asking for a call. Referee keeping a whistle in the pocket. Shot wide. Under 5 remaining. Turnaround effort by Luke Saramac went wide. Up along the near boards. Sent back in down low. Czechs got to get this in a neutral zone to get some fresh legs. I can tell they're tired right now. As number 13, Luke Saramac, goes into the boards. Long shot from the point, and finally, today's out. I'll be able to get a whistle. Got the fresh leg till 4:13 remaining. So again, part of the learning experience here for the Czech white, right? Situational awareness. You know, you're tired, you're gassed. Canada's got a good forecheck going. You don't. If you can't, right, work the ball out of the zone, take the flooring, right? A 15-second rest is better than none. Don't try and get cute with it. And again, not criticizing. I understand these are kids. Just trying to offer constructive advice. Oh, good play there. Good stick work. Burkett had the right opportunity there, just trying a little give and go with Saramac, but a little too far for Saramac. Turnaround effort wide. Czechs trying to come away with it. Now they do get it out of the zone. Sent all all the way in down deep, but nobody's giving chase. Well, Czechs running out of time here. That's ended up as a flooring call. They catch a break there. 3 minutes, 14 seconds remaining. Face off picked up by the Canadians, intercepted at the point. Long shot in, gets deflected towards the near boards. Now Canada has it. Flynn screaming down the wing. Shot just wide. Up towards the far boards, under 3 minutes remaining now. And the netminder will just hold that for a whistle. 2:49 left in the period. Picked up by Canada, lobbed high out of the zone. Adam comes out to play it towards the near boards. Just to get you updated on stats here, Brock Schaus has made 20 saves on 21 shots as Canada, the backhander attempt there. But now it skirts out in front, shot goes wide. Centering attempt just goes wide. Today, it's Adam has made 29 saves on 32 shots. Just about to hit the 2-minute mark. Remaining here as Canada walks it out all along. Can't get the shot off. Was number 6, Brandon Philpott. Under 2 remaining. Back down to Philpott. Centering attempt on the Sterling. Oh! Today, it's Adam got a piece of it. Could have been an empty net as the shot gets deflected over the point. Boy. Tadeus Adam just somehow saw that pass going through and managed to get his stick out. He looks exhausted right now. Takes his helmet off, buries his head into the twine. Minute 35 remaining. Canada wheeling dealing his own shot. Save Adam. Faceoff will stay down low. And now we get a whistle for closing your hand around the ball and changing direction. So minute 25 remaining. Canada holding on to a 3-1 lead. Dumped in deep to the Canadian zone. Minute 10 remaining. Czechs running out of time. Intercepted by Czech Republic. Up along the far boards, off of a foot, poked back in by Canada. Czechs got to get 2 on the ball here. Keep an eye on Tadeus Adams, see if they pull him. Centering effort. Long wrist shot right into the glove of the Canadian netminder. And we get a timeout, check white, as Brock Schaus hands the ball over to the ref. So 30-second timeout. We're back. Just to give you an update on the game going on in the other rink. The United States U16 team defeated Hungary 12-0. Obviously, Hungary, similar to Great Britain, an up-and-coming nation in the ball hockey world. So, fair play to them for showing up, competing hard. As Canada looks to get a clear they can. Czechs have the empty net. Shot, batted down by Canada. Looking to get the clear, they do, and they bury it into the empty net. So that should put a bow on this one as what number was that? Is that 18? Is that Reynard who got it? Yes, Reynard. All right, so 4-1 Canada. Hey, for the Czech fans that are listening and can speak English and can understand me, yeah, I get you frustrated. You know, it's a young team, obviously. It's more of a developmental team, right? You split your nation into two and try and get these young kids as much, experience under the bright lights of a world championship. But, at the end of the day, right, they kind of gave this game away. And not to take anything away from Canada, because Canada did what they needed to do, which is take full advantage of their opportunity. Well, we're going to get a late penalty here, not that it matters. 5 seconds left. But credit to Canada. I mean, they took care of what they needed to do. When they got their opportunities, they finished, right, like they're expected to. But for the Czech white, go back, watch the digital media file, let the coaches do some self-scouting, and hopefully come back a little bit stronger next game. That shot's right into the glove of the Canadian netminder, who is just content to get it. There's some chirping going on here. Obviously, right? I don't know what the chirping is about. If I was the coaching staff, I would be telling both of my players, everybody needs to shut their mouth, because if anybody gets a match penalty, you're out for the next game. Be quiet, let the game end, and show some good sportsmanship, and hopefully that's what happens here. As Canada celebrates. Okay, that's going to do it for me. I got to head over to the organizing committee VIP lounge. Not that I am a VIP, I just have access to it. Take care of some promotions director duties, which is my official title for the ISBHF. Again, congratulations to Canada. They did what they needed to do for the Czech white. Go back, regroup, watch the digital media file, figure out how you kind of gave this game away, and make those corrections. Final score here, 4-1. I will be back to call USA and Canada. And just checking the schedule here and making sure they haven't had any updates to it. So that game will be at 7 p.m. local time here in the U16 division. So 6-hour time differential between the folks back in North America. So that's 1 p.m. your time. I will see you then. Thanks for joining us. Your final, Canada 4, Czech Republic White 1.
Into the light,